Okay, welcome back everybody to Fallout 4 with Painted Dr. Girlfriend. We are continuing on as Beth Smith, our cosplay playthrough. We're level 1 still. 34 minutes, not bad. Welcome to the next few minutes. Probably not a few, probably more like a couple. We're going to continue playing as Beth, and I'm going to show you a couple of things around Sanctuary. So we have just come out of Vault 111. Here we are, looking at Sanctuary. So, we're going to look at what's available to us right here real quick, because as I've said before, if you're not looting, you're not playing. And it's important to grab things that you'll find useful, but not everything is useful, as you will find out. I have played enough that I kinda sorta know what I'm looking for, but some things will surprise you, and you always want to keep an open mind of what will be valuable. Such as, if I was playing survival mode, I'd be grabbing the ashtray, the coffee cups, the coffee pot, the desk fan, the cram. But since I'm not playing survival mode, I'm not going to grab that. Though, something do want to take account for, and one moment, but I had a co-pilot asking for access. I do not. Anyway, something you're going to want to take into account is that there can be things that will kill you right now. So you need to be careful, because we don't have great stuff yet. We have an okay gun. It needs to be modded a bit, but we got a gun. But we do not have any armor. So I'm going to show you real quick since I mentioned it. See how my vault suit is kind of dirty right now. Let me go ahead and I'm going to put on a new vault suit. And see, that is nice and clean. I'll show you what these utility jumpsuits are. These I don't use very much because they do not play well with a mod that I have that lets me customize my armor. And I'll show you that here in a moment, but again, we're going to be careful that we don't attract any attention to ourselves. And we're going to use hills here. And I will admit, I forget which hill it is that I want to go to, so we're just going to kind of go up here easy, because there are, as I've said before, things that can and will. So, hub flower. Definitely get hub flower, because that is useful. And see this little makeshift lean-to here? That is what we're looking for, because you have some supplies here. Alright, this. This is going to be important later. Kind of important. Interesting later, I guess I should say. This is an outlook. Somebody has been watching this area, whether that area be probably the vault, because we shall sit. See? You have a perfect view of the vault and anybody coming out. Slight view of sanctuary and surrounding areas, but vault. Vault is the main view tier. Anywho, get up, sneak away, because as I've said, things can and will attack and kill us. Should be okay here. Down to sanctuary now. Ooh, more hub flower. Hub flower is good because you can make drugs with it, and I do not advocate drugs in real life, unless they are not real drugs. You know if you know. Drugs in Fallout, however, can be useful because they enhance your play and they make it so you don't die. Not true in real life. In real life, them drugs gonna kill ya, brother. Anyway. Hub flower. Important. Pick it up whenever you see it. And you may not actually even see me making the drugs, because I don't really do that a lot. Like I've said, if you're not looting, you're not playing. So, just discovered Sanctuary. 23 XP points. I did look back on the gameplay from the last bit where I was asking and wondering if using VATS to attack an enemy gives you extra XP. It does not. It was the same XP. Both were 6. So, does not matter. Use it how you like it. it just makes it a little bit easier. So, Sanctuary, a whole bunch of randomness. Does not look like this normally. This is because of a mod that I have. The mod is something named along the lines of if Codsworth actually did his job. Not knocking on Codsworth. Do love Codsworth. But this is what it looks like if he had kept things going. Anyway, let's go talk to Codsworth.
As I live and breathe. Oh,
You don't breathe, though.
it's really you.
Yeah, it's me.
Codsworth, you're still here.
I feel like Beth would have Codsworth as a companion because she would have a robotic companion. I know they don't show anything like that, especially even with Space Beth, but still, I think it's an option.
General Atomics International. But you seem the worse for wear.
That's nice. Thanks, Codsworth.
Where is Sir, by the way?
And this is important, I guess. Not necessarily for right now, because you'll find out Codsworth doesn't know anything. But when you're talking to people, ask them questions. They might tell you what you're looking for.
They came into the vault. Maybe you saw them. They had guns and strange outfits.
Only Miss Rosa's boy running around in his Halloween costume.
Don't judge Codsworth.
Early. I swear, the nerve of that woman leaving her brat unsupervised.
I see we share the same sentiments about children.
Mother. And Sir is, where is Sir, by the by?
Well, we could either be blunt, a little angry, or a little skeptical. I think we're going to be blunt.
He's
Well, kind of blunt. Nicely blunt.
in a better place.
Oh, Mum, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you needed to...
And if you don't want to sit through all this, you can click your mouse. I push my down button a lot because if you accidentally hit that voice option, usually it's not a bad thing if you accidentally hit down.
Sean's been
See?
kidnapped. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna get my baby back.
Her lips still bother me. Really glad I don't have to look at her in the face a lot.
Hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm
See, we're gonna find out about how long it's been.
200 years? What? Are you...
A bit over 210, actually, Mum. Give or take a little for the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're, 2 seconds.
So, the Automatron mod,
Perhaps I can
well,
bring you a
add-on,
snack.
DLC, is fun, and just pause here for a second. So when you get these options in your dialogue, yellow means that you can get information pretty easily. I believe there's an orange option also. It's a little bit more difficult. Red, you're gonna have a hard time. If it's red, I quick save, gonna be honest, just to see if I can get it if it doesn't take the first time. So, this is what it looks like.
Codsworth, you're acting a little weird. What's wrong?
Mum,
Yep, so there we go.
just
But
horrible.
honestly, I forgot what I was going to talk about before I stopped paused there, so maybe I'll come back to it.
I spent
It probably was not important, to be honest with you.
years trying to keep the floors moist, but nothing gets out
Poor
nuclear
Codsworth.
from vinyl wood.
Nothing.
Don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car.
Car.
How do you polish rust?
I feel ya, Codsworth. I feel ya.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, Mum. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believed Sir was going to present it to you as a surprise. But then, well...
Something that always really
Thank you.
impresses me about Codsworth is his emotions. He shows so many emotions. I love Codsworth. And I will say, I love that they cast,
All right.
I believe his name is Matthew Berry, who also played, one second, I just had a brain freeze, who played in What We Do in the Shadows. Wow, why am I blanking on this? Cravensworth is last name. Can't believe I almost forgot Laszlo. Laszlo Cravensworth. So here you are assisting Codsworth in finding danger in the neighborhood, and you can just let him take care of all that. It's all good. But anyway, if Matthew Berry had voiced Codsworth in the game, I don't think that would be a negative. I think that would be super awesome. With bloatflies, you need to raid them and loot them because you get good resources off of them, and we'll come back and loot these bodies. You get good resources from looting bloatfly corpses, but you have to do it quickly because they disappear pretty. And you also have to be conscientious of where their body is because a lot of the time when you shoot them, they explode. And they'll just kind of go rolling down hills, and they're not useful. Actually, let's see. We can get it to explode. Yep, explosion. And you also have to be careful because they'll shoot things at you. Bloatflies, I believe they shoot. Oh, see, it shot us a little bit. No, they're not. But anyway, they will shoot their larva at you. And it's not a huge
Thanks for trying, Codsworth.
damage take to you, but it's annoying. So, shoot them first.
Concord is nearby, and
Concord?
the people there have only shot at me a few times.
They've only shot at me a few times. That's
Thanks for your help,
promising.
Codsworth.
Good luck, Mum. You'll find young Sean. I know you will. I shall remain here.
To be very honest with you, a lot of the time I do not follow the main quest because, well, I've played this a lot and I find it a little bit boring. This is also from a mod, as you can tell. You can't take most of this stuff. It's annoying. But I also delete a lot of this because I don't really use Sanctuary as a base. I use it as storage. But yeah, stuff that you can use. This is all from a mod. I believe it's the same one for if Codsworth had done his job. And again, I am not knocking Codsworth. Codsworth is a solid little robot. Oh, I remember what I was going to talk about when I paused. The Automatron DLC. That one's fun because it gives you the quest for the Mechanist, and we will get there. I think it's at level 10. You get that one, and also Nuka World. Those ones are fun little extra quests that you get, and the Automatron one is a lot of fun because it gives you a robot workshop, and it allows you to customize your robots. Saying workshop made me think of this. When you discover a settlement, you have to access their workshop. This gives you the information of how you can build and place items. It's not very difficult, to be honest with you, so we're just going to keep going. I'm not really going to build right now, but I am going to transfer some of my junk. Take care of that. I'm going to get rid of these guns because I don't need them. This one's heavy, so I'm going to get rid of it, and I don't need those whatsoever. I also don't need the extra vault suits. I will keep one so that you can see. I'm not going to keep my wedding ring either. Let me go ahead and I'll see if I can customize these a little bit for you. So see, this is part of the mods that I have. I can add a legendary to my Pip-Boy even. I don't have the needed materials, however. I can also add color. I like making mine the onyx color because you'll see it in a second. See how it made it dark? And it will blend in better with whatever costume I choose. I haven't decided what I'm going to dress Beth up as, if I'm going to keep her in a Beth chic red something, or if we're going to zhuzh her up in Wastelander stuff. This is another mod I have that allows me to add a weave to my armor. Very useful, I like it a lot. Then you have other things, you know, legendary, clean texture, trimmed clean texture, the vault number. I can take off, I believe, works anyway. My vault number. Let's see if it worked. Come on. Yep, see, my vault number is gone. Anyway, with the utility suit, I don't have as many things that I can change. So you still have the lining, you still have the weave, but you don't have the legendary. And you can even change the color of your vault suit. I'm pretty certain I can do that here as well. Yes, I can. I just need to have the necessary things. Let's go ahead and do red since it's Beth. Yeah. The only thing is now when, say, later on in the game when people call her blue, she is not going to be. But that's okay. We are designating her as Beth. And before we go much farther, just because we're going to need armor, just flat out, we are going to need armor. We are going to go over console commands just for a little bit. I'll show you what I do. Alright, so our fun little dashy button by R1. And to find items that you need, the easiest way is to type in here, help, and then whatever you need. I, through my years of experience in Fallout 4, have found that if you type in shipment, and then end the command, it has to end in a 4, oops, not a 3, a 4, enter. And it gives you all these fun things that come in shipments. And I scroll all the way up, so the misc is not what you want. Or I'm sorry, the misc is what you want. My mouth is not working. Anyway, what I do is I scroll all the way up to here. You don't really need all of these things because steel and whatnot is already there, but I start at the very beginning. What I do is the add item command, player.add item. And then I start 001 EC 131 for steel. And I just do a standard 50 for each item. And it's really easy to keep going here because if you look back at the list, it's all in numerical order for what you're getting. And I add it all in. And these are pretty easy because they only go to certain numbers. And you will see that in a moment. Okay. So they go to 9, and then they start in the letters A through, I believe it is F. And now we are getting everything we are going to need to start a settlement. Well, to better a settlement. And yeah, it's considered cheating, but hey, I'm not playing with other people, so who am I cheating but myself? And yeah, I've gone and I've played, oopsie. I have played where I don't do this. And yes, it is much more difficult to find what you need. But if you're playing, oopsie, just to have fun like we are here, make sure I don't accidentally myself a double again. Console coding in things that you need is just beneficial and helpful. And I believe my list ends of items I can get at 53, so we will check. Yes, see that is the code that you'll get when something is not available. I put in something that does not exist in Fallout 4. So, we're going to go ahead and all of my items are plopping into my inventory. And now I will have every single thing that I will need to customize my armor, to customize what I can so far of my guns. Armor, you get a little bit more in the beginning. Guns, you gotta level up. You gotta get your gun nut perk to be able to edit your guns the way you want them to be. That's gonna be a slow leveling because I think you have to get up far to be able to get, like, when I say pretty far, I mean like level 32 or more. But I'm just waiting, letting all that inventory come in. I'm gonna take a sip real quick. I don't know about other gamers. I try to stay hydrated and have water near me, but I also enjoy tea, so right now I am drinking some tea. Alright, so that's pretty well loaded. I'm going to go ahead and transfer all my junk. And now we're going to do something I really enjoy with my mods. I put Chameleon on my Pip-Boy, because now it don't matter what I'm wearing. I will always go invisible when I crouch, and I will show you this. Yes, it can be annoying. There you go. You have a light change, and now I'm invisible. You cannot see me, except for a telltale shimmer like I'm Predator. And when you go into your Pip-Boy, it can distort a little bit like this, where it's difficult to see. It won't let me click things quite right, but it gets you there. If you stand back up after closing your Pip-Boy, also not accidentally hitting caps lock, because that will slow you down, you'll come back to being visible and your Pip-Boy is back to the way it was. Anywho, now the vault suits. I'm going to go ahead and do insulated lining just because it helps. The weave, we can't do anything yet because you have to have armor at least rank 1. Legendary. I like to do assassins at first because are going to be mainly battling humans. And there's our level up. Now we have a perk. Let's go ahead and finish this one a little bit. We already have clean, we have no number. Red overlay. Pocketed. That one's good because you can carry more items now. Padded's really cool because you can, withstand explosions a little bit better, lighter build, better weight, but pocketed, man. Pocketed is the way to go. And as you can tell, this one we're not going to do anything with because we can't customize it the way we want to. So, we're just going to put that back into our workshop. And since we've just leveled up, here is our perks chart. And these are the pre-selected ones that you have seen me do in the first video. And as you go down, you notice the farther you go, if you don't have that unlocked, you cannot select it, which is why I put perception so high so we could get lockpick. But gun nut is also important, so we're gonna go ahead and get gun nut there. We're going to come to our weapons workshop and work on our gun as best we can. It's already pretty well leveled up for us because we took it off that Oni Scout. Let's see what we can do. We have a little bit unlocked here. What I honestly look at is my stats. The only thing that's really changing is the value of the gun and the weight. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to go ahead and put it to tactical polymer, however. Once we're rank 2, we can go up to 12 rounds in our magazine, but we can't do that quite yet. This is the one that I definitely want to change, but we have to wait a little while because we can't get great stuff until unlock more. But I think scope is very beneficial at this point. Even if we don't have a suppressor, I do like it to have a suppressor. Legendaries. So you have a lot of different legendaries and they all do different things. My favorite for weaponry, even though yes, explosive is cool, it gives you extra limb damage, yeah, it's cool. Freezing's cool too. But one that I feel takes care of a lot of unnecessary fighting is going to be way down here at the end, called wounding. Gives your target 25 points of additional damage through bleeding. And once you get them down far enough, guess what? They die and you don't have to continue fighting them. Alright, and damage modifier. I'm pretty certain this is through another mod, and yes, I do use it because why the heck not? Ammo type. This one, we may not change too much, but we might, because see, we can go up to a 50 millimeter round instead of a 10, and that's a bit more fun. We can go to 44. Let's check our stats. This one is our highest stat, so we're going to go ahead and do that. But we're going to have to get different ammo now. I'll show you how to do that. That's not super important. Underbarrel. So, the only reason I bring up underbarrel is because flashlight can be pain in the butt. If you have flashlight on, it's going to be on your underbarrel there. But unless you are aiming your gun and you need a light, you cannot turn your Pip-Boy on for a flashlight if you have this on. It's going to be flashlight on your gun. So unless you're aiming, you're not going to be able to see what you need to see. So I'd keep that off. Laser sight, not important. Material, you can have it clean or with the Oni, but you can't really see that, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so we're done there. And before we end this video, I am going to show you how to get your different ammo. Alright, so our little dashy button next to 1. Help. Dot. 50. This is important. This second set of your helpline command can only be one word. So say you are searching, which this will probably be our next one, combat armor. You cannot type in combat armor. You can type in combat or armor, and then you have to search for it. But since .50 does not have a space, we can search that. And here is all of our ammo. I have a co-pilot now. Hello, co-pilot. Alright, so player.add item. And you don't have to worry about the first 3 characters if they are a 0. So 1F 279. And I don't want to have to get ammo for a while. So I'm gonna do 5,000. And there you go. You now have 5,004 ammo for your gun, which is awesome. Alright everybody, that is our second video for Beth Smith. I hope you tune in for the next one. See you later.